pulled the drones, the SCVs, off the line to fix this battlecruiser as they're getting pummeled by a little bit more than 10. Originally was 12 Mutalisks. He takes down one Mutalisk, a second Mutalisk is going down, and they're not doing very much to this battlecruiser with SCVs repairing. But the little Zerglings does come in. And will they be able to take down this battlecruiser? The Zerglings are taking down the SCVs. The Mutalisk is taking down the battlecruiser, but he's already lost 3 Mutalisks. And another 2 battlecruisers spawn. I think this is very key timing for LiquidTLO, and that is able to fend off the Zergling and Mutalisk attack. But in the meantime, he did manage to lose all of his working probes here, so he's got to take quite a bit of hurt to his economy. If we take a look at the income tab, we'll see that the Zerg player, MaDFroG, is very much ahead with his 4 bases, whereas the Terran only has really 1 base mining currently, and he just got most of his SCVs to stop. In the production tab, we see more Vikings, as this has transitioning to a heavy air build, but MaDFroG is actually sticking with a good group of Zerglings, and he's trying to get us around to units. If they were to enter the creep, I think they're going to come in with the Hellions, and the Hellions are going to probably steam up. I mean, they're probably going to be able to light up these Zerglings, but the Mutalisks are there to protect. We see that the air unit does not have any upgrades. There's 2-1 upgrades for the ground units. There's 1-1-1 upgrades for the battlecruisers and the Vikings. The Hellions has 2-0 upgrades. You really want to upgrade the attack because that's all that really matters, because the Inferno Pre-Igniter is that good. And then and LiquidTLO sends 2 into the base to check, but there's not that many probes mining at this base, so it's not going to matter that much. He takes down 1 probe, 2 probes, and takes 1 shot at the Queen. And these 2 Hellions are forcing the good mass of MaDFrog's army to move all the way across the map. Just 2 units forcing you to move your entire army. That's never a good sign. And he should really get some probes to collect at this base. And he does expand to another base. And LiquidTLO scans and he does see it. Here we see potentially a large battle between 10 Vikings and 3 battlecruisers versus 11 Mutalisks and 15 Corruptors. But they do decide to go back to their perspective towers. Just chilling at their towers, not really doing anything right now. I think they're just building up army size. I think it's very, very tight right now. I think whoever hits 200 first will be the first to strike, or maybe it will be a timing attack of whoever finishes an upgrade first. Terran ship weapons 2 going up, and right now LiquidTLO is taking out some creep tumors, as that will give the Zerg a slight disadvantage if they don't have as much speed for their Zerglings, and they won't be able to surround these units as quickly. If you notice, these SCVs are following out this army. 10 SCVs are following the main army out to repair should they need it. And here we see a massive battle between a lot of Corruptors against these battlecruisers and Vikings. The Corruptors should take down the battlecruisers no problem, because battlecruisers are massives, and these Corruptors do extra damage, almost 50% more damage against the battlecruisers. And we see Vikings are trying to outrange these Corruptors. Even though they're outmatched, they're trying to outrange them. And since the Zerglings are a good counter to this, I think the Zerglings should try to go in, but the Zerglings can't get in because the Hellions are actually burning them up. And LiquidTLO sets up 3 missile turrets as defense for his half of the map. And wow, this is a very exciting game. Action all over the place. And both players still manage to macro quite well and keep up with each other in terms of unit count. Another expansion going up for MaDFroG, as LiquidTLO is trying to expand once again, because he's going to be running out of minerals pretty soon, as he does have about half the income of the Zerg player. But the Zerg player has not been able to make any successful pushes against the Terran player, as the Terran player should be able to shut down this base no problem. And one of the key plays we see for many Zerg players is that if you have a Queen, you should throw down a whole bunch of creep tumors, because these creep tumors will spread creep very quickly and prevent the Terran player from taking this. Without taking out the creep tumors, the Terran player cannot take this expansion, and that's what's very key about this play. More battlecruisers coming out for LiquidTLO, and more Zerglings coming out for MaDFroG. I don't know if Zergling is a good choice, because he does have a healthy mix of Hellions, and Hellions do kill Zerglings rather quickly, as they do stack up, and upgrade for the Hellions are very, very painful for Zerglings to deal with. I think the Zerg player needs to tech, and he does tech. He has 5 Broodlords and 10 Corruptors. Let's see what he does against this army of 2 Thors and a bunch of Hellions. And the Vikings does come in to help, and they were able to snipe in 1, 2, and the third Broodlord's going out. And here we see a massive battle. The Zerglings are trying to get in and get us around. The Corruptors are trying to get to this battlecruiser because that's what they do the most damage against, and this Broodlord is falling slightly behind in battle, and the Zerg is forced to retreat because I think that wasn't a great battle because, well, the Broodlords couldn't move as fast as the other units, and here we see the Hellions, a very fast moving unit moving across. Oh, we see a Behemoth reactor and Zerg flying attack. Oh, and this I think is a big blunder by MaDFroG. He left his Overlord here completely defenseless. Should he fall behind in his unit count, he would not be able to macro up very well. And he's supply block right now. Oh man, this does not look good for a Zerg player at all. We see this bunch of 12 Vikings is giving quite a bit of a hurt to the MaDFroG. And we see MaDFroG can't do anything about it, so he knows he's got a counter, and he's going to try to hurt LiquidTLO economically. But these Vikings were able to take down the Corruptors, no problem. And he's sending more Zerglings in, but there's a good line of... Oh, there's nothing there, though. There's absolutely nothing in this space, only a couple of SCVs. And these 10 now, Vikings, are able to take down the mining capabilities of MaDFroG, and should he take down this hatchery, that would be a huge blow. And right now, if you take a look at the army size, 115 to 90, that is quite a disparaging gap. And if these Vikings were able to take down this base, I don't see how MaDFroG will be able to come back. Right now, MaDFroG is trying to make some Hydralisks to protect against this formidable air force in the form of Vikings. Oh, and the hatchery goes down. The hatchery goes down. We can see that the income is quite in favor of LiquidTLO now, almost 3-4 times the income, as he does have one fully saturated and the one somewhat working base. But MaDFroG doesn't have any income. He only has some income in this base, and this base is not fully saturated at all. There's no workers on the extractor line. He's lost quite a bit of probes, and right now LiquidTLO scans. He knows he doesn't have that many force. He only has a couple of Hydralisks and Zerglings, and I think he's going to go push out here because he has quite a bit of battlecruisers, and the Hydralisks aren't that great against battlecruisers, especially in similar numbers. There's 5 battlecruisers versus 16 Hydralisks, a couple of Hydralisks just spawn. And here we see LiquidTLO, even though he can't put a base down, he's like, I'm still gonna get these minerals. Even though I cannot put my command center down, I don't care. I will long distance mine. And pretty much MaDFroG is doing the same thing, long distance mining. Here I think we might see the final battle, the final push between these Zerglings. I don't think the Zerglings are going to do very much against these Hellions. And these battle cruisers are melting away these Hydralisks, as the Hydralisks are not doing very much because they don't have good positioning. And I think that's it. And MaDFroG calls GG. Wow, what an epic game. I think the key to this game was the point at which LiquidTLO took his Vikings, moved forward, and took down a whole bunch of Overlords. These Overlords were completely undefended, and because he was supply block, he could not make any more units. And once those Vikings took down the Overlords, LiquidTLO was able to take down this base and this base without much contest because, again, MaDFroG cannot make any more units because he was supply block. And I think that was a turning point in this game. But what a great match it has been between these players. Look forward to seeing matches 6, 7, and 8 from me. Remember, guys, always GG your games. If you don't GG your games, at least say GG your face. See you guys next time. Thanks for listening.